Go ahead and drop it in the comments. We're going to check these things out in great detail.
Okay, this is somebody that's just trying to basically advise you when you buy like real quality pocketbooks, shoes, clothes. Like clothes is a little bit harder, but like pocketbooks and shoes is easy. Doing your work is a uber goodie. So I just want to let you guys know what's going on, so you can do that. You know, don't sell no fake shit because they don't play with you.
For a disclaimer about why I destroy these bags instead of repurposing them in any way. If you're curious, I do have a full detail out. I will place a card here as well as a link in the description about the disgusting truths behind fake and counterfeit bags. Now,
And that is like, now Dooney and Burke, they don't necessarily have a card, but you know, most people don't. But like, I'm just saying, like, you can go to consignment stores and you're gonna just see what I'm talking about. Like, it is like pocketbooks, shoes, and like I said, depending on the clothing, you can get way more than jewelry. Pocketbook and shoes, automatically, you're gonna get way more than you could ever get on any type of jewelry. You know what I'm saying? As far as the layman terms, but yeah, I want you to see this because, like, yeah, this is weird.
only are they illegal, they are tied to a lot of human trafficking issues, forced child labor, and toxic chemicals you would never want on or around your body. I do believe that difference.
Correct. Illegal. Illegal. So just think about that. Illegal. Hmm.
Differentiates my authentication videos from a lot on YouTube because I am not going to tell you today, but this is still a great bag and I'll still carry it. It is a fake. We are absolutely going to destroy it. Let's start out with a first inspection of these two bags. You can see we are dealing with a pebbled leather trimmed in cognac brown.
Dooney and Burke would never go for $40. Ever. Ever. And it's actually illegal to even have it. Is the cops gonna come bust your door down for some illegal Dooney and Burke bag? No, they're not. They're not gonna do that. But it's illegal all the same. So I'm just trying to tell you people, Dooney and Burke would never.
One of these is meant to be an exact replica of the other. I was so happy when I found the fake because I knew I had the real one and I wanted to be able to show you guys. Now, in this particular instance, these are vintage bags, so there may be a couple dead giveaways right off the start. I did try to clean it, okay? But that just goes to show you the difference in the quality of materials. If these bags are the same age and they're supposed to be the same material, which a lot of people claim even an inauthentic bag, a fake bag, you know, the materials are still great. Why does this one look like trash when this one still looks like it just rolled out of the factory?
You will never find a Dooney and Burke bag in great quality. Ever. Ever. I think they stopped making that model years ago, but I may not know much.
That's because this one is fake, and I'm going to show you in great detail how to tell the difference. First, let's inspect the Dooney & Burke all-weather leather creed and patch that is on the front. Guys, this could easily be an actual leather patch. I do want you to take notice of how sloppy the stitching is down here, especially at the bottom. One thing to look for on Dooney.
Correct. And like I said, it's illegal. I digress. Go ahead if you got money like that, buy or save up. But like if you want to buy a used bag, it ain't gonna cost you $40. Not no Dooney and Burke. Never. When people want to take what I say, please take that into consideration. You're not gonna find no Dooney and Burke in good condition because I think they stopped making that model a long time ago. But this is illegal. Okay, because this is my realm. I know for a fact. Clothes is even harder. Pocketbooks, though, they can easily get you, especially Dooney and Burke. But in case you think I'm lying,
Bark is that the duck, there's a little bit of space between his back and his bill, and that checks out here. So this is definitely not something that you could look at this patch alone and tell a big difference. But notice how embossed, how raised up the duck's body is. I mean, it is noticeable even in this video how bulbous his body really is. Now let's take a look at the real one. It is a lot more flat and smooth. Again, we have the space between the bill and the duck's body, but notice the stitching around here. Notice how perfectly.
see, bitches that go by rappers' ideology of purses. Before Burke, there was Dooney and Burke. You ain't finding no Dooney and Burke and X's. Uh huh.
Stitch it is, but down here at the bottom we do still have a little bit of doubling up there, but it's nothing like the sloppiness that was the fake one. So all of the words are spelled correctly on both bags. This again is the authentic one, and one more look at the inauthentic. I will actually put them side by side for you guys. Let's take a peek at the hardware next. Now, Dooney and Burke hardware is all supposed to be brass, and brass hardware definitely is not plated. It should never start to tarnish or turn. And you can see on this hardware, especially on this edge here, it has started to tarnish and turn. You're not going to see that with an authentic Dooney and Burke bag. I'll show you the hardware on it. This was brass 30, maybe 40 years ago, and it's still brass today, guys. There's no tarnishing, no.
Good morning, Shanice and Hypnotic and Chicago. I'm showing people like the difference, like of a real Dooney and Burke and not Dooney and Burke. I'm just trying to tell you people, if y'all got a classic Dooney and Burke, and she's gonna explain the differences, cause she's not lying. I did my research, so she's not lying. I got one Dooney and Burke that my aunt gave me years ago. They don't even make these purses no more. Now they got just the Burke. Get into it. You can never find an original Dooney and Burke for $40. I promise you. If you think you can with the wallet attached, be my guest. I don't give a fuck. I'm not selling illegal purses.
Turning, you can actually see a little bit of shimmer and shine there. Definitely not visible on this fake one. We're going to go ahead and pull the handle up here, and let's take a peek at how the handle is actually attached to the bag. On this real bag, you could actually pull up this brad and completely detach this if you wanted to. I've actually purchased some bags that were missing the handles before, but this is completely detachable. You could pull that up. Again, you're going to notice nice even stitching all the way around. The stitching color is going to be consistent with the color over here. This is just really high quality made, all brass hardware. Is important to note. Every bit of the hardware is going to be brass. And let's take a look at the fake. One thing I see right off the bat is that this brad, not only is it not detachable, I wouldn't be able to actually pull this up. The brad sits right on top of the stitching. I feel like this stitching has a lot more yellow to it than the stitching over here. There could be some inconsistencies there, but yeah, definitely the brad is tremendously different. That one is functional. This one, well, it functions as far as applying the handle to the bag, but that's about it. This is all for decoration, where this has some functionality to it. This particular handle just appears to be attached to this brass binding via another brad, and if I take a look at the authentic one, it's actually stitched, and stitched very, very well.
Yeah, see? Back in those days, it had to be multifunctional. Like, that's what I'm happy I get from my grandmother. Like, everything I buy is multifunctional. It doesn't do just one thing. I promise you. You're not gonna get no Junior Burke for $40. Not no original, not no real shit. Some fake shit, okay. But I'm just telling you, if you take a Dooney and Burks, Like I could take my Dooney and Burke to a real consignment store and get money, bitch, while they want to talk, and it's in good condition. If you got a Dooney and Burke in good condition, you got money, bitch. I'm telling you.
Onto the top of the handle. Check out this particular stitch is something I see very consistently with a lot of designer bags where a fake may have just stopped right here. They actually double over here and loop it. You're also going to see everywhere there is an exposed leather trim. You actually have that polished painted what do you call that leather trim? But you're going to see that everywhere where there could be an exposed leather part that would start to deteriorate. As speaking of deterioration, I could bend this handle, and although there's a bit of rubbing here, there's not going to be any cracking. This is a vintage bag, but it is in really, really great condition. This leather was mint.
Correct. There will be no cracking unless you don't know how to take good care of it. Remember when I told y'all I bought my daughter those Dr. Boom brown boots that y'all told me came from the 80s? Same thing. Like when they sell you the boots, they sell you wax. So if you buy like Dr. Brown boots, like I don't personally wear them, but my daughter's into it. But so they sell you wax, so you can and a rag and everything. Like it's all these essentials you can do to take care of it because these are basic things you can do, and it's gonna stay in great condition. I'm just saying, like I have a good ass Tootie and Burke bag, and it looked just like kind of like her original one. But I think we have a different model, but it is what it is.
I have hands on it, and there's no cracking. Let's compare that to this. Again, just doubled over brad here, and this appears to be just the material doubled over. There's no edge coat. I think that's the term. There's no edge coat on any of this. It's just doubled over material. Definitely very sloppy. Definitely not something you'd see in the real thing. And then since we are talking about a vintage counterfeit, look at this, guys. It has already started to show its age here, and not only do we have separation of whatever this faux leather material is, there's separation here as well. This is something that would be easy to look for and be able to deem this bag to be counterfeit right off the bat. Because if it were real leather, because I'm not saying you're never going to have a problem with real leather, this would be suede material on the inside, and it's not. It's some let's just open it up and see exactly what it is. Okay, this is the area that we're actually looking at here. I don't believe that this is or ever was leather. It looks like almost crack there. Look at this. Absolutely nothing close to a leather material. This is all synthetic. I'm going to go ahead and cut this strap off. I'm interested to know what material is on the inside as the tubing here. I think it's really interesting for us to examine the inside of these fake bags. That way we know what to look for on the outside. Trust me, it's very telling. I'm going to cut this strap off now.
There you go. There's your tea. And it only costs you $40, but I just told you, waste your time if you want to. You ain't finding no Dooney and Burke for $40. The fuck? No classic, no. You damn sure ain't gonna have nothing. Like I promise you, it's not happening. Those who are really into like fashion and whatever the case may be, you're not gonna find that. No Dooney and Burke. It's just Burke now. So can you imagine if you got a real Dooney and Burke? Those who are into bags, that's not gonna happen. No Dooney and Burks. That's original. I got one. But like it's people that show you, like just Google it. Not Google it. Like you can Google it, whatever the case may be. It just depends on what type of family you got. I just happen to get one. My aunt gave me one years ago. A nice one. So yeah, that's all I want you guys to do. Do your own research so you can see it. I had to put the disclaimer up because I'm not trying to steal nobody's material. I didn't even play the video all the way through. But like there's so many videos and I would hate for somebody to think they paying $40 for a Dooney and Burke bag. First of all, that's illegal and it's double illegal if you didn't buy it from a vetted source. All you got to do is go to consignment. If you got some real shit, whether it's clothes, jewelry, blah blah blah, you know what I'm saying? Go to a consignment store and you're gonna see how much money you get off that. Way more money than you could ever get in a pawn shop or somebody like basically anyway, pawning your car, pawning your jewelry. When it comes to Dooney and Burke, especially now, like people are paying like only thing they did was take the Dooney off and now it's just Burke. That's all they did. They took the Dooney off their name. I'm not saying the white name was worth nothing, but it is what it is. You're not gonna pay $40 for Dooney and Burke. Absolutely not. If you don't believe me, look it up in your consignment stores. That's where the people like. If you want to buy some official shit, go to the consignment stores. Promise you. Eat right. You know what I'm saying? Because that's illegal. I've been telling you that. Like people follow me for everything, but they forgot about that part. No such thing. If I'm lying, I'm flying. Go look up Dooney and Burke in the consignment stores. Yeah, they lie. You ain't gonna sell me your old purses at triple and double the charges. Nah, bitch. I go to Rainbows and buy that same shit in a better version. That's what they selling. No such thing. If you don't believe me, look up consignment stores. Dooney and Burke. Dooney and Burke. It's the same company. They just dropped the Dooney. You're not paying $40 for Dooney and Burke. I'm sorry. I feel like people should get a better hustle than hustling black women. That's all I'm saying. Like, girl, do you know what you got to go to be a consignment store? There's licenses that has a credit to that. Yeah, you got to do a whole lot of. I'm only talking now because I can, but I'm just saying, like, look at consignments because there's insurances. Like when it comes to Dooney and Burke, it's insurances and everything, and they never had fucking what you call it? Well, I mean, I guess as a cosigner, you can what you call it? What you call it? Act like $5 extra for a Dooney and Burke? Are you crazy? That never happened. Niggas be lying. Bitches be lying too. So go look up consignment stores. Don't take me for nothing. And then look up what it takes to be a consignment seller. When I tell you Jordans will never make their stores, red bottoms do. It doesn't matter what the name brand is. Obviously you get more money depending on the name brand. But Dooney and Burke, especially you have an original, you got gold for your kids. Uh-huh. And and if you got gold for your kids, you would never sell it for $40. $5 extra for the because actually when you do things on consignment, you cannot sell the wallet separately. Depending on the price, but I guess for $40. But if that was a real Dooney and Burke, they wouldn't do that. Look up consignment. So that's my little tip for tonight. So go into your consignment stores. Before it was Dooney and Bark, it was Bark. I mean, before it was Bark, it was Dooney and Bark. When people really that can make fun of me and then try to make a whole sales play off of my shit, like girl, I could easily shut you down because all they got to do is look at consignment stores. The hardest thing to sell, like if you got like vintage clothing. When I say vintage, I'm not talking about your polyester suits and whatever case it be. Unfortunately, y'all the one that allow people to put names on that shit. So if you got some vintage like white people names like Chanel and all this other bullshit, yeah, you can get some money for that. But for the most part, and the easiest thing to authenticate is like pocketbooks because there's a pattern. There's there's a whole lot of shit that go into that shit. But I just want to let you guys know that there's no Dooney and Burke pocketbooks for $40. Absolutely not. And there's not that many. And if there is, they wouldn't even look good. Like it's gonna be in really bad condition. And then somebody was able to find and like because it happens all the time. Like you could find stuff and resell it, but you can't do that all the time. And if you can, like they're not gonna be in good condition. I don't know if you're talking about Vanquish. That's sad if you do. But I'm just saying, like, there's no such thing as Dooney and Burke, and I have a personal relationship with this because like that was what was given to me, like as a gift, and it wasn't even brand new. It was just like I have a nice one though, but it just so happened that I didn't take offense to it because like so I got that scene one. That's what you got to do. Look up Dooney and Burke, and you're gonna see what it takes to become a co-signer. Because I promise you, Dooney and Burke is not $40. Look up any consignment. Look at the pocketbooks. Look at the videos. What was the video called? Hold on. It's called Expert Tips to Authenticate Vintage Dooney and Burks. Please look up that. I didn't even play the whole like video. I didn't play it all. I ain't do none of that. But I'm trying to tell you guys, if you get some official shit, why do you think everybody's crazy about the Birkin bags? Same company. You can't just become like you need authentication. Like certain things, like if you're dealing with natural hair, you don't have to be licensed. If you're dealing with like certain products and stuff like that, or people are aware that you're trying to sell their products, like it's gonna be an issue because you're not selling authenticated products, There's patent numbers, there's a lot of things that go into that. Like, so don't be lying. Don't be lying. You know? Like I said, the hardest thing to prove is clothing, but for pocketbooks is easy, especially when you claim you have them in excess. So don't be mad at nobody. Cause you giving yourself, you leading your whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I got to say. And I'm about to go lay down and watch my little shows and shit. Hey, chocolate. How you doing, bro? Yeah, I was just wanting you guys to know that because like there are certain things, ladies that's into fashion, and you can make investments. Like even now, like I guess like because there's certain things that wasn't out now that was out there, like the original red bottoms, no matter what company they came from. You can like if you have or you have access to them, you can sit there and cash in. You good. Jordans can never because they made from cheap material, you know? So you cannot, only thing your Jordans is going to be worth value with is among other people that think Jordans are valuable. But everybody know the material is cheap. So that's nothing. But I'm just saying, like, if you got an original Dooney and Burks, you're not getting it for $40. And you got to just look it up. Common sense ain't common. Look it up. I actually got a real Dooney and Burke in my storage. Yeah, and that's for my oldest daughter because I promised to her, so she can keep the pocketbook or she can sell it. It's her business, but that's something that's for her, you know, and she knows that. So it's in the storage, so it's not coming out. And it's not even a temperature control thing, nothing like that, because like the old school pocketbooks and shoes and stuff like that, very great. Now the red bottoms, I already told her she has to split that with her sister. That's fine. And just like Air Max, you know, I have Air Max that I have. That I don't think it may not be worth something, but it's worth something to me. But Dooney and Burke, $40, never, never. It would never happen. Classic. It's called classic. So I think I've been online for a long time because I wanted to. But I'm just telling you guys, like, don't be what you call it? Don't do that. No, I'm gonna watch. I don't know. It depends. I'm just gonna be on YouTube. I don't know what they got going on or whatever show. I just want you guys to know, not to be bamboozled. You ain't getting no dinner in Burke for $40. I promise you that. You ain't even getting that many options. To be honest with you. But yeah, I'm just about to watch something on YouTube. I don't know. But I have like my YouTube connected to my TV, so that makes it easier for me. But I've been cut my cable off. But I told y'all I was like I'm about to I don't think it was a new episode Kirby Enthusiasm, but usually I order HBO with Kirby Enthusiasm because I like Larry David. He's funny as fuck to me. I don't know. And I like how he started his business. But yeah, I just don't want you guys going around embarrassing yourselves. No such thing as doing a work for $40. Not happening. And if you was to buy one, like they would have to include the wallet. And not all bags come with it. Just so you know. Like so the fact that people saying, oh, it's weird. I'm not hating on nobody, I'm just telling the truth. And if you don't believe me, feel free to look up consignment stores and Dooney and Burke prices. Like I ain't gotta lie to nobody. If I'm lying, I'm flying and shit. You know how that goes. But anyway, you guys have a good night. I think I did my PSA. I'll probably see you guys later on. It is what it is. Hold on 1 second. All right. Good night, guys. Good night.